Alright guys, welcome to the second video of the basics on Photoshop. Last video we went over the windows. Now if you haven't seen that video, I would strongly recommend watching that video because it went over the panels such as layers, adjustment layers, adjustment panels, swatches and whatnot. It can be really useful. Check it out. So, in this tutorial, we'll be learning about the layers panel. Now, the layers panel is absolutely essential to know. Why? Because, that's a silly question, because everything you do will be in layers. And with layers, it'll make your work a lot easier, or it could even make it a lot more complicated because I am a pretty messy person. When it comes to graphics, I am no different sometimes. So it's great to know how to navigate around the layers panel. So I already have the layers panel opened up. It's in the bottom right corner. As you can see, I like to keep it nice and long, so it's easy to see a lot of these layers. Now I already have, this is a thumbnail from the Ground Zero video, which is a kinetic typography promotional to this series, this upcoming series, or this series, not upcoming anymore. Go check it out. Kinetic typography is amazing. It's really fun to do. We'll be covering that in future After Effects videos, so stay tuned. Comment, like, and subscribe if you guys want to see more. Okay, let's get into it. Layers. What are layers? Layers are layers. So basically, to keep it really simple, layers is literally layers. So let's say I want this rectangle to be on top of this rectangle. Let's change the color. Let's say I want this rectangle to be on top of this rectangle. We go to the layers, we click and we drag up, and boom, it moves it above this layer, which is awesome because let's say I want to cover up a piece of this learn. We don't want the R and the N. Boom, they're gone. Alright, so let's say we want to make a completely new layer. Down here we have this little page looking thing. If you click it, boom, new layer. As you can see, you can double click on layer 2 or whatever the text is right here and rename it to something. So let's say we'll rename it to YouTube. There you go, you've renamed it to YouTube. You can obviously move it around. Let's say I want it to be in the very back but above the background. So let's double click on this and name this background. There you go, because YouTube is above background. You really don't see any difference because this is an alpha layer, which means it's a transparent layer. Okay, so let's go over making things disappear like a magician. It's nothing that exciting, but something really good to know. So if you want to change the visibility of a layer, you just click this eyeball. You don't see the eyeball, you don't see the layer. You see the eyeball, you see the layer. So on and so forth. Let's say we want to get rid of both the rectangles. They're gone. Presto. Grazie. Don't speak Italian. I was about to say French. But yeah. Okay, so let's go do a little overview on these bottom right here. So let's say I have a layer that I do not want, so I want to completely wipe it from the face of this earth until I Control Z, which is to undo. You click this trash bin. Boom. Delete the layer YouTube? Yes, let's delete it, why not? So now we have deleted YouTube. So let's say, let me quickly teach you guys how to undo it. Control Z is to undo once. Control Z. YouTube layer is back. Control Alt Z at the same time is to do it more than one time. Yeah. Like I said, eyeball, you don't see it. Eyeball, you see it. Eyeball, no eyeball, you don't see it. Oh god. Don't listen to me, guys. Just kidding. Listen to these tutorials. It'll help you. Okay. Now let's say new layer. Let's do it again. New layer. Let's rename this to YouTube. Oops. YouTube 1. YouTube 1. YouTube 1 is above YouTube. And the background is below YouTube, which is below YouTube 1. So basically, the very top image is above everything below it. That's the hierarchy, can't say that word, of layers. Now, let's say we want to group layers. So now we're going to click this folder, which makes a new group. So group 1, we'll rename this to YouTube as well. So let's click this. And now to select more than one, you can either do control click to click more than one, or to select the whole group really quickly, you can do control shift to select it. Or you can do also shift and select all of it. I don't know, it's a habit for me to do control and shift. But shift is to select all the way to here. And control is to independently select or deselect in this case, since we already have it selected. So now let's get everything, shift, go to the background, and drag it into YouTube. Now we have everything into a single folder, which we can easily make it disappear, make it reappear. Okay, and also this arrow will open up the folder, or it'll close up the folder, which can keep your things pretty neat. Alrighty, now let's go over these things up here. These bad boys are also as crucial as making the visibility and whatnot. So opacity, what is opacity? There's only one way to know, is to actually use it. So let's say 100% opacity, that's way too much. Bam, 49%. Now you can obviously drag it between it and see which one's the best. And opacity kind of makes it so it's see-through. So if we put it above the text, you can see it, but if we make it 100%, you cannot. Now we have right next to it, it says normal. Now what is this? These are basically the blending modes. As you can see, if you hover over it, set the blending mode for the layer. So let's say we want to make it overlay. Now the most we will be using of this will be normal, which is at the very top. You can't see it, but it's the very, very top, very first. Multiply, overlay, and screen. Those are the ones we'll be using the most. So going over those would be the best. So overlay. The best way I can explain this to you is for you to actually do it yourself to see the effects it has on different layers. So I suggest doing this at home. This is your homework. Mess with the layer blending modes. Like I said, it's right next to opacity, right here, and boom. Just mess with it, and the most you'll really need to know is multiply, screen, and overlay. And you can learn the rest if you want, but that's the very common to use. Okay, so this is the very basic and overview of the layers window panel. If I missed something that you would like to learn, comment down below, like and subscribe, because it really helps the series and it'll make me feel my self-esteem. And yeah, like I said, suggestions, just comment down below. If you want to learn more, I'll have some articles and whatnot down below. You can read about the layers panel, and all the other general information will be down below as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out. Bye.